Hello and welcome to GTA Online with Longclaw and Valerian Steel, where we always deliver. I'm excited to bring you the first of my weekly discount videos, where I'm going to give you my humble opinion on what you should and shouldn't be spending your money on within the game. Every week there are discounts and offers, and this week is a big one. It's very much centered around the nightclub and the MC businesses, and they're both on offer this week, and you can get 50% off both of them. Now, these are expensive businesses when you add up all the costs involved, so now is the time, if you don't own a nightclub and an MC business, to get involved. There are two ways to make the nightclub work. One is the popularity, and that's based on time value. Over time, the popularity decreases, so you have to keep going back to the nightclub and doing little missions, which are a waste of time. A better way of managing your popularity is to switch one of your 4 DJs around all the time, and every time I go back to my nightclub, I make a change with the DJs to keep this nightclub popularity bar always maxed out. And that means that every time I go back, every 45 minutes or so, there's 70 grand in my safe waiting for me to take it, which is nice, and it's a passive earner. The other way is the MC businesses and your cargo and your bunker feed into the nightclub automatically. Get your head around this, right? Each of those businesses, whether they have any stock in them at all, feed in automatically, and over a period of about a day and a half, real time, you can have more than 1 million, usually around 1.5 million, sat in your nightclub ready to sell, and you've done nothing to earn it. It's a passive earner that sits behind all your businesses. Each one of your businesses, as long as they are active, they don't have to have any stock in them, will earn you money by doing nothing. And that's the big payoff for getting into a nightclub. If you don't own a nightclub in this game, you're not playing the game properly, and you're not having as much fun and earning as much money that's available to you. So get on it now. There are a number of different locations that you can choose for your nightclub. You go to the Maze Foreclosure app and you select nightclubs, and you'll see that they're basically in the south part of the map. You don't need to worry about any of the ones that are any further than the sort of Vinewood area. If you've got the money, now it's discounted. Buy the best ones. Now, my nightclub is in downtown Vinewood. Most of my businesses are. You need to do that too. And the best way to do that is to go and purchase the most expensive one that you can afford today. The next thing is the MC businesses. Now, this is a part of the game that, again, if you're not into the MC businesses and the biker businesses, you're not getting the most out of the game. Now is a perfect time to get into it and get all of this set up, and you will see your earnings triple, quadruple in no time at all. So we're going to go to my MC Clubhouse, and I'll show you how to get involved in the businesses. But on the way, you can have a look at this car. This is the Imponte Nightshade. It's on offer this week for $351,000, 40% off. It's a muscle car. If you love your muscle cars, go and buy it. It's cheap, but it is amazing. It's a beautiful looking car. It's part of the Violence and Felony, I think, update, and sits nicely in my office. I love bombing around the city in my muscle cars, and if you don't own this vehicle, go and get it because it's cheap and it's a way to treat yourself. And I love the technical specs in this game. The way that each car sounds different. You can hear it when you open and close the door. The engine roars. It's great. So here we are at my MC Clubhouse, and the reason I brought you here is because I want to show you that once you've bought your clubhouse, you don't really do much with it. It's just a gateway to get involved in the MC businesses. So you go to your open road computer, and then you can see the businesses that you either do own or you don't own. So if you don't own all of 5 of your MC businesses, or you've not bought any yet, now's the time to do it because they're so cheap. And you're going to start with cocaine, and then go meth, cash, weed, and forgeries in that order. And each one of these 5 businesses will be a line of income into your nightclub that you have to do nothing for. They also act as businesses on their own, and you earn money through them. There's another video on my channel for how to work the MC business. What you're going to do is purchase the most expensive one that you can afford. If you don't already own the ones in the city, then go for the ones that are the next best expensive, because price represents how easy it is going to be for you to earn money back. So have a look at the businesses, see what you can afford. If you can afford to buy the businesses, go for the ones that I own, the ones in the city, in downtown Vinewood and that area. But if you have got a bit more money and you've already sort of edged your way into the MC business, but you've not really got all 5, you don't own a nightclub, now's the time to upgrade yourself, and let's take you into the fast lane. Best case scenario, you're going to want to buy the businesses in the downtown Vinewood area. Keep everything nice and sweet. They're much more expensive than the other options further up the map, but it makes perfect sense. As I said before in my previous video, you will be selling out in the sticks, and that's what you want because you get no grief. So that's the way to do it. So get involved in the nightclub and the MC business today. Now let's have a look at some of the vehicle discounts and see what else is on. So let's head to Legendary Motorsports and have a look at the vehicle discounts. And there's always something on offer each week, and it's a great way if you're interested in collecting cars to pick things up. The Super Sport Series is a series of races. I'm not really into races, but I do love the sports cars and the supercars. And the Overflord Tyrant is a good car if you're interested in having these kind of sport cars and supercars in your garage. And it's on offer, 40% off, definitely worth a look. If you only want to buy one of these two supercars, I would go for the Tesseract. It's an amazing car. It's fully electric. It's literally silent, and it's a beautiful vehicle. But these are luxury vehicles, and they're not going to help you get any money in the game. It's just about bombing around. It's about showing some status, being a baller out in the city. And if you want to do that, get the Tesseract. If you can afford it, get them both. Great way of building your car collection. And then if you are a Twitch Prime member, it's definitely worth looking at the two discounts that are available. This is a bi-weekly discount that you get for linking your Twitch Prime and your Rockstar Social Club accounts, and there's always something extra for you. You also get an extra 10% off everything else, and that's worth thinking about. The Classy Mamba is a cool little sports car. It's cheap and it's on offer, and it's 40% off. If you're into car collecting like I am, I would definitely give that a look, but only if you've got money to throw around, because you don't need it. And there's the Imponte Nightshade as well. And then in the San Andreas Motorsports, definitely have a think about this festival bus. I mean, I've been looking at this for a while, and I think I'm going to pick it up and do a video on customization. There's not much you can do with it. Again, it's a kind of status thing, but I've always fancied having it, and I think you can get speakers on the top and actually drive it around and have like a party or a disco out in the desert somewhere, and I think that would be really cool. I could make some really good content with that, so that's definitely worth it. It's a really good offer at the moment. It's just 692,000, whereas you usually have to shell out almost 1.4 million for it. So something to think about, but again, these things they're not going to help you win money. And then over in Warstock, we've got the B11 Strike Force. Now if you're into the air cargo stuff, it's worth having some really cool vehicles. I know that a lot of people use these for griefing, but from a grinding perspective, it does help to have your own vehicles. But if you ask me, I would not buy that vehicle, and I would go for the Molotov. This is a vehicle I bought recently. It's also on offer as part of the Twitch Prime. It's much cheaper, and this is an amazing vehicle. In a dogfight in the sky, you will win against pretty much anything, and the best thing about it is you can literally land it on a postage stamp. As soon as you drop the wheels, the vehicle itself, the plane, becomes like a helicopter, and you can suddenly hover and bring it down and land, and I can sometimes even land outside my businesses. So if you're into picking up planes, and maybe your hangar business is empty, open. I mean, I use this when I'm selling, when I'm sourcing cargo. You can't use it for selling cargo, but I use it for making those sourcing missions much easier. And it is cool to have some of your own planes, and I do have a couple of other ones as well, but this is my favorite, and I wanted something small, something that I could get around easily. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to do one of these each week and give you my opinion on what you can pick up and what you should and shouldn't waste your money on. And let's show some love in this amazing community. And I'll see you next time.